Hi, everybody. I'm here to talk about a very important question that everybody seems to be asking me lately. What is intuition? Now, it's an important question because we intuitively are feeling, I need to know what it is because I need it now to make decisions in my life. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what intuition is because I'm actually an intuition expert. I've been teaching it for over 40 years around the world and studying it for even longer, pretty much since I was 10 years old. Plus, I grew up in an intuitive family. So one thing I know about intuition, we all have it. It is physical, it is natural, it is organic, it's in our bodies, and we need it. Very important thing. We need it because our sixth sense is actually our first sense. It is the conscious awareness of our hearts. And our heart is the first organ in the body to really develop. That's how we even know life is happening when we listen for the heartbeat. That consciousness is a consciousness of our spirit that comes in and is about to have this huge physical human journey. But that awareness is perceptive. We pick up energy, and that energy begins to communicate to us information. So what kind of information? Well, intuition works on multiple layers, multiple levels. It's not just one size fits all. So I'm going to break it down for you a little bit. The first intuitive level is survival. So, it's a part of us that's scanning energetically and picking up vibration that is dissonant to our well-being. And this frequency warns us, don't go there, don't do that, step away, stop. And we've all had that experience. I have talked to people all over the world and I've said, have you ever had a vibe or a gut feeling about something that was just giving you kind of a heads up, pay attention, be careful, or don't go there at all? Now, most people I've talked to, and I'm talking about from Timbuktu to Alaska and back, most people say, yes, I actually have had that experience. What is that? Well, that is your survival intuition. That is the intuition that's protecting your well-being. And it scans the field around you and connects to what's happening because we are actually very holographic. Our being is connected to the quantum field. And when we perceive energy that is dissonant with who we are and where we're going and our grounded protection, we feel it. So that's why we call it, and it doesn't feel good. It's dissonant, it's incoherent, it's chaos-inducing internally. That's why we call it a bad vibe. It doesn't feel good. It feels bad. And it's a warning. It is a message to pay attention, to be careful, to abandon the path, to change your mind. And I know that most of us have had bad vibes, but I also know only half of us have paid attention. A lot of conversations that I've had in life where people said, I knew I shouldn't have done that. It turned out awful. I shouldn't have gotten involved with that person. I should not have entered that business agreement. I should not have gone on that trip, or I should not have trusted that person. And I did. So I call that the fool's tax. If you made that mistake and you acknowledge it and you say, I felt it. It's not like I thought it, I felt it. Then when you feel that again, you won't ignore it. So, okay, fool me twice, but don't fool me all the time. So there's that kind of intuition, which is very exciting. There's also telepathy. Thoughts travel. And so we pick up on people's thoughts all the time, and they pick up on ours. Now, this could be a good thing. I'm thinking of my child, and then she calls me, or I'm thinking of my beloved, and he or she calls me. Okay, nice. But it can also be intrusive. Why all of a sudden am I in a very bad mood? Why am I irritated and agitated when I have no reason to be? You might be actually picking up on someone else's negative thinking. This happens a lot in work settings. Now, fortunately in COVID times, we're not in some of the traditional work settings that were really, intense incubators of bad vibes. But even if you're at home and you're just kind of doing your thing, and then the next thing you know, your partner comes home or one of your kids in a bad mood, that jumps, that travels. You pick up on it, and you may not acknowledge it, you may not even be conscious of it, but the next thing you know, you've got the rotten potato of energy and you're throwing it out. So we have to pay attention to, what am I feeling, and is it my feeling? Does it belong to me, or did I sponge it up without thinking? So that's a second type of intuition. Then there's inspired intuition. These are those vibes where you get these great ideas out of nowhere. And they say things like, write a book, or take up photography, or you might be a poet, or try painting, or it's a good time to begin training for a marathon. Now, these kinds of intuitive ideas, the consciousness comes in, have a certain signature in that they surprise you. It's not something that's in your habitual thinking patterns. It comes out of what we say, I don't know where that came from, is a very common, where it came from your spirit, it came from your heart, it came from your greatest potential self, saying there's more to you and I'm just reminding you, and this will make you happy. Those kind of hits and vibes and ahas make you smile. You just immediately have an extraordinarily positive reaction. Like, yeah, that's possible. So we have our warnings, we have our connections, we have our inspirations, and we also have the potential with our intuition to make decisions. Like, I'm going to create a business, or I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to create a new relationship. And then your intuition says, great, let me help you. And starts tracking and influencing you to have a vibrational match with those things in the world. So you can see what a useful faculty this is. And frankly, I believe it's one that you cannot live very well without. Not really. If we don't have our intuition running, it's like being in the jungle in the dark at night without a flashlight and no idea where you're going. It's just a scary experience. That's not how we're intended to live. We have this inner knowing that's really quite genius. And guess what? You can develop it to the point that it's very reliable. Part of the reason is because it's very physical and you begin to sense and feel it. That's what I've devoted my entire life to doing, is teaching people how to activate this sense, how to stabilize it, how to feel it, how to recognize it, and how to make it work for you. If you're still in that phase of life where you say, oh my God, I don't believe in intuition, you are so last century. We have moved on. Science is no longer saying it doesn't exist. We have traveled far, thank God. The new question is, it does exist. In fact, it exists in all of us in so many ways. How do we make it work? How do we activate this channel? And that's what I do, is teach that. So the first thing you have to do is pay attention. Intuition is a listening faculty. And if you're living in a very noisy head and in a very noisy environment, you're not going to hear anything. So you have to start by breathing and being still and listening. And don't listen to your head. Listen to the world around you. Listen to your body. Listen to energy. Listen to other people closely, not just for the content, but for the intent. Second thing you can do is, when you do get a vibe or a feeling, say it out loud. Because when you name it, you claim it. We are all picking up vibes all the time. That's what I call it, because intuition is receiving energetic vibrations that inform us. So that's why I say trust your vibes. So that, and really you want to develop this because it protects you, it connects you, it inspires you, and it helps you. All of the above. Trust your vibes. Get still, start paying attention, and recognize this is real. It's a faculty that not only I can develop, but I need to develop. It's not negotiable. I need this now because it will make my life work so much better. It will protect me. Your intuition will reduce your fear. It will connect you to the best people in most harmonious relationships. It will amplify your ability to make money because it will help you make right connections with right people, right agreements, right time. It'll improve your health because you'll lower your stress because you're not freaking out and stuck in your head. And I can go on and on and on. So get still. Pay attention, and if you have a vibe, say it out loud. If I haven't said this before, actually I didn't say this before, be sure you subscribe to my channel because I will have more wonderful lessons on how to trust your vibes, how to develop your intuition, and a good start if you're just getting into this is to read my book, Trust Your Vibes. Or better yet, maybe you can take my Trust Your Vibes online course. One step at a time, you can do this, and you know what? Within weeks, your life will be exponentially better. Within weeks, not years, not months. This is not hard to trust your vibes, to wake up your intuition. It's actually fun and very empowering. Very. So take a breath. Get quiet. Get still. Listen. Feel what you're feeling and say it out loud. Don't need to be right or wrong. Just acknowledge it. That's a great way to start trusting your vibes. It's a great way to start activating your intuition. It's like turning a light on in a dark room. You're already wired to shine the light. We just need to know where the switch is. That's what I'm here to do, is teach you where's the switch. Okay, lots of love. I will be back with more, so be sure to subscribe. And if you're super curious, get my book, Trust Your Vibes. Okay, all my love. Bye.